Welcome back. And we're here again in the studio with Chandra Kumar, and this section of our program is a call-in section. So if you have questions, you can call us at 703-663-3333. So we encourage your questions. So what's happening?
Oh, what's not happening?
I think we need an hour to talk about all of it.
An hour to talk about all of the construction and all the changes.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, I just say thank you to all of you, our residents, because the patience that people are having through this process, I am really grateful. I know my team is very, very grateful.
I try to look at it as an adventure. It's like, what's new today? What's
I love that.
Today?
I'll have to remember that one on those individuals, that sometimes too much change for some people is like, why all of this all at once? And, you know, and I've been talking as I've gone into the dining room to say, you know, some of these things had gotten back, you know, kind of like bottlenecked for over the past 6 years.
Yes.
And then the past 3 years, my team and I have been working to kind of get these things moved forward.
Yeah.
And
it's a great thing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, sometimes some of the things have aligned too closely, but we can't keep waiting because, you know, we definitely need these improvements and renovations.
Yes, and I've tried to point out to people some of the things that do need to be replaced.
Yes, absolutely.
That, you know, we need to update. We need to reposition, whatever that word means.
Right.
But I also try to look at it as, and what's really good is that our contractors are doing something. I was so afraid it was going to be, okay, we're starting today and we didn't see anything and people would be upset.
Right.
But boy, they are out there in all of these locations.
They're moving.
Working like crazy.
And we're, you know, the great thing is having Ty Wilson, who was our former dining director, who is now our associate executive director, as point person for communications and logistics. He works with the project manager for Town Center, and Melissa Robeson, who is our second AED, has been point person for Village Square. And what that's done is it's given them the opportunity to, you know, really get that hands-on experience, but also to be able to facilitate those one-on-one questions and concerns. And we continuously have residents stop by the administrative offices and ask, you know, what's this? Why is that? Special groups like the computer club or the library working through the logistics of, you know, making sure that we have.
And the library is still open. For those of you who thought it was closed, it's still open.
And we're trying to find a location that we may be able to not have to close it in the time frame. So that's you know, our goal. I mean, ultimately, if we can't find a space, then we will go to distributing the books, as many as possible, to other locations, and then putting the ones that we want to keep, you know, in a storage area. And
hopefully not for long.
No, exactly. And I've committed. The first question I got is, they're not going to stick it in some place where it's damp. I'm like, no, we would not do that.
No.
We would put it in a climate controlled
space. Has it occurred to you, what if this were 2 years ago and all this was going on and you didn't have any assistant executive directors?
It has occurred to me. It has occurred to me. And I thought to myself, Priscilla has been phenomenal. You know, Priscilla is just amazing. Yes. I don't know how it would have been possible.
Yes.
I don't think we would have been able to be as effective in communicating.
That's right.
As we were, because it is just don't have the manpower to do it.
And we do have a communication opportunity coming up. Let's see if I can read my notes, and maybe you have it too. On the 12th of September.
Yeah, so Ty had a really great idea, and you know, when he told me about it, I thought this is wonderful, because he's done that with the dining, is to have a focus group. So he's going to be having regularly scheduled construction focus groups. So residents can come and talk to him and talk to the people that are involved.
Bring out your questions.
Bring out your questions.
That says, why did we have to take down this tree? There's a good answer for it.
Exactly. Or what is that white line that they've got, you know, going all the way around?
I want to know that answer. Yes.
So, you know, those are the kinds of things, because sometimes even I get two different answers if I ask, you know, the contractor versus the project.
And I think Lynn Keefe is also going to be part of this meeting, and so it's general services kinds of questions too.
General services kinds of questions. But, you know, mostly this is going to be focused on the construction, because Lynn has also started a separate general services focus group, so she can address just general services.
Good, kind of like the dining services team has done for years.
And we thought this way, you know, when we have these larger meetings where we're sharing so much information, we want to be able to also come back and provide answers to questions. And sometimes it gets really tight. You know, coffee with the executive team went from an hour, now it ends up being about an hour and a half.
Right.
And that's because there's usually a lot of content that we want to share. But we want to have people to have the opportunity to voice their concerns,
Yes,
but also
and
to
that's
say,
big.
hey, is this working well or is this not working well?
So this is going to happen on, I have on the 12th of September
Yes, on the 12th.
in the theater from, I have, 10:30 to 11:30 is what I have,
11:30,
yeah.
And
Okay.
we'll send out on the scroll. We'll
Yeah,
send
I
out
think I got this
information.
off the scroll.
Right, so that it'll go out so people will know. I think it makes sense to do that, and I think it's a good start to at least be able to address. And I think I like to be transparent. If we can do something, we're going to do it. If we can't, then we're very honest to say, I can't address that, or we won't. We don't have control over some things.
We have 2 other focus group meetings coming up, so check the scroll and check.
Right.
There's some dining service focus group meetings. There's some menu planning focus groups coming up.
Yes.
So lots of opportunities to bring your ideas, share them, et cetera, et cetera.
And part of you're talking about menus and the focus group for that, but the culinary competition was a great way to highlight the skill sets of the
Yes.
dining team, their creativity, their passion. We always talk about the plate is like their canvas.
Yes, and those plates were beautiful
Yes,
that day. They were very
beautiful,
artistic.
beautiful. But what we also found was that our residents liked certain items, and are those things that we could add to our menus?
That's right.
Either the new dining venue or
Right.
the current menus, but I think it really shows and showcased our residents' extended palates, and
Right.
because they're you all are all well traveled, have had the experience to
Right.
enjoy food from all over the world,
Right.
And how do we?
It's not just all about what Mama used to make.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
good to have that too. I mean, don't tell me
of
mac and
course.
cheese
No,
is my
don't-
favorite.
Don't take my meatloaf.
I know. I'm always surprised at how many people love our liver too. Like it's such a
That surprises me too, but my husband is one of those liver crazy people.
Yes, and people love it with their
That's all
bacon
right.
too. And so
Yeah.
I learned that when I came to Green Spring. I did not know that you served bacon with liver, but our residents like
I don't
it,
think
so.
I'd known that before
Yeah, I
either.
didn't know that.
That's
So
good.
it's just opportunities for us to engage
Yeah.
with our
So
residents.
check the
Yeah.
scroll. There's lots going on, lots of opportunities for you. So do check the scroll and plan to show up. Now there's something today. Do you know what's today?
So today is the My Erickson meet and greet. So
Okay.
if you are a My Erickson, if you've joined My Erickson, they'll have the information on there, and this is for those individuals that have joined My Erickson.
Right.
So it's kind of like, if you want to come to these,
There's an activity, but I'm not going to tell you when or
Yes,
where.
we can't tell
because
that,
you have to
yes.
look it up yourself on My Erickson.
So this is a way of kind of having some fun with our residents, kind of joining,
Right.
but being able to be part of this group that's going to be able to enjoy this
That's
mix
right.
and mingle.
It'll
So I'm
be
looking
interesting.
forward to it.
Good.
So,
That's great.
yes, there's always going to be some fun that's going on. We also have the resident town halls. We've got a couple of the neighborhood chats, what I call. We have one on the 10th, which
Tomorrow?
is in the Jefferson dining room in Hunters Crossing from 11 to 12, and this is for the Hunters, for that whole area for the Hunters Crossing
I think-
neighborhood.
Are you saying they had a town hall last week?
No, that was different. This one is the neighborhood chat. That might have been a dining town hall.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
this is a neighborhood chat with you
right.
and other leadership people.
executive
Okay, I
leadership.
wasn't aware of that one. Again, where is it? In
That's
the
going to
Jefferson?
be in the Jefferson, and the reason it's in the Jefferson because it's the easiest place to schedule.
Yes.
So I always start off by saying this is not about dining. This
Right.
is about the neighborhood. And,
Right. So if you
what-
live in that
if you live
neighborhood,
in that neighborhood.
go. If you live in other neighborhoods, this is not
Yes,
your
there's
turn.
another one coming for other neighborhoods
Right.
too, because we had the one for Town Center not too long ago, and then on the 20th of September, Village Square Theater, we will have from 2 to 3 a neighborhood chat, which will be focused specifically, on Village Square. So
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
those
So
will
coming
be
right
out,
up.
Coming right up.
That's good. We should have mentioned while Crystal was here, flu shots.
Yes, flu shots.
We've all gotten handouts in our cubbies to get a flu shot, so find some place in there that you can be there to show up for your flu shot. Really
She's done a
important.
really nice job of organizing it this year ahead of time. And you'll see out at the gate last week we had
yes, it was like Burma shave signs.
Right, because we do this for our employees too. Because as our residents we want them to be safe, and the best way to do that is for our employees to be vaccinated.
Right. Yes.
So we're not bringing germs into the community.
Right.
Also.
So we all need to be
yes.
vaccinated.
And so employee health. Some of the leadership team was out there with their soccer uniforms on and stopping at the gate as employees were coming in, reminding them, and then in the garage giving shots.
Oh, that was
people
perfect.
Come through the door. Yes.
Good idea.
So, we're trying to get as many people done as they come in to make sure that they get their vaccination. And then in your boxes, there should be a flyer that looks something like this that's going to be coming out.
Yes. That was an excellent one. Tells you when and how to call for maintenance.
Yes, and this we wanted to do because we heard about, if I call, what's the expectation?
Right.
And so this gives, I think, a pretty, standard explanation. And there's going to be some nuances that you can always call. We can't put everything on one sheet of paper, but we thought
That's very helpful.
Oh, good. Okay. So please, I would say keep this stuck to your refrigerator, or if you have one of those information drawers like I do.
Interestingly, we got that, and about a half an hour later, we opened the door under our sink and found it full of water on a Saturday.
Okay.
But we knew exactly what to do thanks to this.
Well, good. Hopefully we got taken care of.
Oh, it was wonderful. One other thing I want to be sure that we mention is this is housekeeping week.
Yes, it is.
Are we doing anything special for our housekeepers?
We are. We've got the housekeeping team has kind of multiple days. They do a breakfast and there's a lunch. They'll have a lunch that's coming up. So we do a lunch and get to acknowledge them, and there's usually a gift for them.
So if you see our housekeeping staff around this week, wish them happy housekeeping week and thank them.
I love the logo is the housekeeping team is behind the sparkle.
That's wonderful. I saw that on there's a sign at the front gate.
Yes.
And that's wonderful.
It truly is. I mean, our housekeepers have one of the hardest jobs in the community.
For sure.
And without them, we would not be able to sell our apartments. People wouldn't be happy. There's so many issues that you could have if you do not have a strong housekeeping team. And Rodney, who is our our manager for that area, and his two assistants, Chris and Crystal, have done just a really great job.
The people behind the scenes that we never see, Rodney and his staff, but then the entire staff is just out in force every day. Every day,
and we've had so much extra pressure on certain areas because of the construction.
Yes.
And they're always trying to stay on top of it, and it's a real struggle.
Some people have said, well, all this construction dirt, and I said, and where would this construction dirt be? Well, I'm sure it's going to be dirty, but they're keeping they're making sure that everything outside of the construction areas, if a drop of dust escapes, that it's out there and they're on top of it.
And you can imagine with all that drywall, those little pieces of drywall are tough to pick up. The vacuum cleaner doesn't even like it. I haven't seen any of them out in the areas where we are. So please keep these. I think this is important that then our residents are able to really talk about routine maintenance, emergency, non-emergency, and I think this way it gives people an expectation of what's next.
We have about 1 minute.
Okay.
What else would you like to share?
Well, we have the resident satisfaction survey. That's signs are up for
coming up soon.
Yeah, so I ask that please, all of you as residents, please take it. This is about us.
Yes.
It's about the every person here. It's about the housekeepers. It's about the dining staff. It's about medical center.
And I would say let's remember that we're looking at the entire situation here. It's like, I don't want to say, well, those maintenance people, they're terrible. They never, housekeeping, don't take care of anything. Because my sink leaked, they took care of it. That's one little bit. We want to look at the entire picture.
Yeah, how was the whole year?
Yes.
Because sometimes I know people will, for example, in dining, they'll say, okay, well, I didn't really like my steak the way it was cooked exactly this time.
Last night.
Or may have liked it the rest of the 300
Look
days
at the
of
big
the year.
picture.
Exactly. So that's kind of just my ask that you please take it. We value everyone's opinion. We spend a lot of time reading last year's close to 260 pages of verbatims.
But you do read them.
We do.
And
the council does too.
One thing the dining services people suggested, that if you want to say something about the steak that wasn't quite right, do that in the written comments.
Yes.
But for overall the food, then give your opinion on that.
Thank you.
we must stop. Thank you so much for joining us
you.
today and all the information.